justice for all. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Bryan City Council meeting for Monday, June 15th, 2015. And number one on our agenda is the approval of minutes from the June 1st meeting. Gentlemen, you have your notes there. What's your preference?
I'll make a motion the minutes be approved as presented.
I'll second.
Dick Reed?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Dick Wright?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes. Number two on the agenda is the clerk treasurer's report. Laurie?
The council's been presented with the clerk treasurer's report for the month ending May 31st, 2015.
Looks like it balances. I'll move that we approve it.
I'll second it.
Dick Wright?
Yes.
Dick Reed?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes. Number three on the agenda is the hearing of public concerns. Mayor wants to start out with this, so.
Angie, if you would come forward, please. We had planned to honor both Angie and Al at our last council meeting. And if you remember, when we were in here, it rained so hard you could hardly hear the presentation. But Angie was not able to attend, so we wanted to recognize her tonight for her 2015 Good Citizen Award. And I still have the paper you were awarded that on the 27th of May, and it's just about filled the whole paper with everything. And if you say Bryan City Board, Bryan Board of Public Affairs, the Y, Area Foundation, Presbyterian Church, Progressive Study Club, Literary Forum, Bryan Rotary Club, United Way, Girl Scouts, and Court Guardian, that covers a lot of things. And if you know, Angie is smiling, and she's always done that. She's always done everything with us, smile. And last year, the recipient before you was Dick Reed. And we have people like this in town, and this is what keeps Bryan going forward, is the volunteerism and so forth. So tonight, we're recognizing Angie for receiving the 2015 Good Citizen Award presented by the Area Foundation. Volunteer efforts are a common theme among recipients, and Angie has been very active at the county airport, the community theater, the Bryan City Board of Ed, the YMCA, the First Presbyterian Church, and the Bryan Municipal Utilities, Bryan Area Foundation, and several other clubs. I might say that I was a former principal and athletic director at Bryan, and Angie was on the school board at that time. And at that time, we went with the middle school out of the farm, and now we're going with the high school out of the farm. So that's coming back.
They're calling it the old school.
The old school house, yeah. Whereas Angie came to Bryan in 1963 when she and her late husband Richard purchased land, which is now the Williams County Airport. The Squeakers established the airline company, and Angie has been for her family in the city and expresses this by her service, always with dedication and a smile. So now I therefore, Douglas G. Johnson, Mayor, on behalf of the City of Bryan, congratulate Angie on this accomplishment and wish her continued years of health and happiness and service to our community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for attending.
It's not really an effort of one person. There's an awful lot of people behind you when you do anything. And I just appreciate the recognition. And I'm just really humbled by it because it was over a period of 50 years. You don't even remember what you've done in all that time. So thank you very much to everybody.
We thank you. Is there anyone else out there that would like to address the council at this time? If not, we'll move on to item number four, and that is we need Mr. Hutchison.
Also, Bryan Whelan, Bryan, come on up because he started this. I might start out that Dick, I think, came to my office, and I think Kurt Jones is here, also came to my office, and happy to see Jeff Johnson back. I had him in school also years ago. But when Dick came to our office with this project that we had to do, and then he said, well, I'll send you what you have to do, and I looked it over and I thought, oh my God, it's just lucky that we had so much snow.
It was thorough.
Over the winter. It was
Yes.
thorough, and Bryan kind of took this by the wayside, and you can explain a little bit what it is, what we're doing here tonight, if you want to.
Well, I would be honored to do that, and I want to thank all of you for having us here tonight. And this is an opportunity for us to say thank you to Bryan, and thank you to you and all the other members of the team. Before I begin, let me just introduce some of my colleagues at Frontier. I'm the General Manager of Frontier Operations in Northwest Ohio, which constitutes about 16 counties where we provide telephone service and high-speed data service. But Kurt Jones, right here in the end, Kurt is our Technical Operations Manager and runs all of our telecommunications operations in the city of Bryan. And then next to him is Jeff Johnson, who handles our commercial sales for the company up here. They're just a couple streets away, and they both live in the neighborhood here, so they're members of this community when I'm not here. But we're really here tonight to talk about a process that our company visioned. Frontiers in 28 states and thousands of communities across this country, and we sat back and tried to think of a way that we could genuinely do something great, something really large, and we came up with this idea that we would have a contest for America's best communities. And it was a rather rigorous task. It was an economic development contest where communities would sit down and try to figure out what they might do through a business plan to take the community to the next level up. And it's a lot more than building a bicycle path. It's thinking about the community and all the needs. And as the mayor said, it was a very thorough and rigorous process. And you guys did admirably. You did a fantastic job of putting it all together. And it was a pleasure to be a part of that process in a very small way. I was, and I know you spent lots of time working on this. So tonight, we're here to recognize the effort that went into this, and we are going to present you with a $5,000 check to the Bryan Development Corporation. And
we'll let Bryan explain how we got to that group.
Okay.
From here to there, and what we're doing here.
Well, initially, we thought it was a grant for the city of Bryan.
Yes.
When I got down to the last question, they said, we need your 501c3 status.
Yes.
So I called our friends at the Bryan Development Corporation, who we work jointly on a lot of projects. I serve on that board as well, and they were more than happy to assist us with lending their 501c3 status to us, and on the hopes that we would actually receive some money. And we did receive a small amount, and we do not have any plans yet for the funds, but we've got some general ideas that we're tossing around. So we as a group just need to communicate and make things happen. But we're very, very thankful, and I thank you. I really do.
It's all going to go downtown, and
Yeah, we'll do some work downtown with it. Absolutely.
now, I think we'll want the group to come up, and I know they want to hold this up and get a picture for the Times and so forth.
we definitely want to do a nice photo op.
Yeah, so we'll take a couple minutes and allow them to do that.
Sure. You all were involved in this. It's a big effort.
Yeah.
So is that a good spot? Sure. I'm not going to say that we're all professional photographers. A picture shows up like we're all friends.
After a while,
It take longer than my wife. She took a long time. And the political smile almost frozen on me.
Okay.
This little brother's on its way.
Absolutely.
This is yours. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's change order on the Cardi Way.
Put it in the night deposit box.
You guys deposit slip?
I never will.
Well, I didn't expect it.
Oh, he's got an excuse to leave.
Well,
Want to make any announcements, Dan, concerning the
Pray for no rain.
Good luck.
We're
It's not
just,
looking good.
And great weather, so hope to see everybody up there has his carnival. There you go.
Thank you, Dan. Okay. Our number 5 on the agenda is an ordinance. Lori, please number and read.
Ordinance number 18, 2015, an ordinance authorizing the clerk treasurer to issue change order number 1 for the project known as 2015 Water Main and Sanitary Sewer Extension on Brunicardi Way from North Main Street to the city limits.
Suppose we can use that check for part of this, possibly? What we did, the Brunicardi Way Sanitary Sewer and Water Extension, when we had designed this project, we weren't really paying attention to the residential units that were across the street. And when we sent the plans to EPA for approval, we were bidding concurrently at the same time, and they wanted taps put across the road. So what we did is we added to bore the taps under the road, and that's what these are. So it's just a change order to add 2 bored taps. We didn't want to open cut the road, didn't want to have another potential pothole or sinkhole or whatnot, so we just authorized to go ahead and bore it and proceed. So with that, I would ask that you suspend the rules and approve this. We still will have a deduct in there yet, because we've got some asphalt remediation that's going to change, but
Now, if those people tap in, they pay for the tap-in charge, all right?
they have, yes, there is a tap fee, and you guys restructured the tap fees several years ago where, fortunately, this is on the south side of the road, so they pay for a terrace, 2 lanes, and a terrace. So it'll be a decent-sized tap fee as well.
Okay.
And this is for, there's 2 different lots out there that have 2 mobile homes each on it. That is for those 2 lots. The mobile home park is a separate entity, and we did not provide a tap for them. They have a sewage treatment plant, and at their next NPDES renewal, which is their permit to operate their wastewater plant, when that renewal comes up, Ohio EPA will make them hook into it, and they'll actually have to have an engineer come in and design the project for them to abandon theirs, and then we'll have the engineer bore under the road, and that'll all be at their expense because it's commercial. But with the residential units, we provide the tap, and then they'll pay a tap fee when they hook in.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay. What's your wishes, gentlemen?
I move that we suspend.
I'll second it.
Rick Hoopie,
Yes.
Dick Wright,
Yes.
Dick Reed,
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Motion to pass.
Second?
Dick Reed,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
Rick Hoopie,
Yes.
Dick Wright.
Yes.
And on that, the project is nearing completion. The sanitary is done and installed. The water is, for the most part, done. The sanitary all passed pressure tests, so we'll be wrapping that project up here the end of June and get the final change order in probably at the first July meeting. So we're proceeding.
So we're gonna hit target dates real well, aren't we?
Right on track.
Good.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brian. Okay, number 6 on the agenda is a resolution. Please number and read.
Resolution number 11, 2015, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
This is what it will be collected next year, beginning January 1st with the tax. And if you're familiar with this, this is what we call inside millage, and the city has 2.8 mils of inside millage, which that's our only real estate type tax that we have. And what that figures out to $384,788. If you divide that by your millage of 00280, it means 1 mil is equal to $137,424. So if we were in a position where we went for millage and say you want to go for 10 mils or something, it'd be very easy to figure that out. We're not doing that, but this was set clear back when they formed cities and villages and so forth, and we were set at 2.8 mils for some reason. There's a 10 mil top, there's other ones that are in that 2.8 throughout the county and so forth, but we're at 2.8, which gives us $137,000 per mil for collectible starting 2016.
Oh, and that's how you arrive at the...
Yeah, you divide that by .00280 to get that.
Gotcha.
So 1 mil is 137,424.
I move we suspend.
I'll second.
Dick Wright,
Yes.
Dick Reed,
Yes.
Rick Hoopie,
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Move we adopt.
Second.
Dick Wright,
Yes.
Rick Hoopie,
Yes.
Dick Reed,
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Sign it, still.
Only Keith signs this. President of the council right here.
And there's 2 of them to sign.
There's 2 to sign there. There's another one. Should have 2 there.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Today, thank you.
Number 7 on the agenda is a resignation from Police Chief Willis.
Council should have a letter in front of them from a Dan Klein asking to resign from the Bryan Police Reserve Unit. At this time, I'd ask council to accept his resignation effective June 8th, 2015.
I'll make a motion, we accept it.
Second?
Dick Reed?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Dick Wright?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Thank you.
How many reserves does that make us then?
There is 4.
4?
But we have 3 or 4 applicants that we are doing backgrounds on right now.
Okay.
We like, what, 20?
We have enough for 10 spots.
What's our goal? Oh, enough for 10 spots, okay.
Yes, 10 spots.
It's fire.
We get them for a
It's fire,
while,
we
they
do
don't stay
20.
too long, yeah.
Thank you. Number 8 on the agenda is some hiring for the Parks Department. Bruce?
Good evening. I'm requesting 2 individuals be hired as seasonal part-time pool employees. Brittany Willis and Drew Ridgway.
They have their
Yeah, they have their
lifeguard-
license, yep. Yep, they passed their course.
Is that going to open up so that you'll be able to change the hours yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're
We're,
getting close.
we're
Getting closer.
3 to 4 short still,
Okay.
so we're close.
I move that we approve.
I'll second it.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Dick Reed?
Yes.
Dick Wright?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Number 8 on the agenda is hiring, whoop, I did that one. Let's go to number 9, employee status change for the Park and Rec. You on that one, Bruce?
No, that is mine.
That's yours.
As you know, my secretary came on in January to June, and she's been on a 6-month probation for my office, as well as she's full-time, of course, full-time for Park and Rec, and she's done a tremendous job. The plan was that we would get some of the outside help and so forth in my office to give her some relief for summer work and so forth. That hasn't had to happen, and I'm very satisfied with the job that she's doing, so I want to take her off her probation and move her into the full-time status, covering both the parks and the mayor's office this time.
Does her job description say it that way?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because I just noted on the department, we just have Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
So actually, in the department, should say Park and Rec and Mayor's Office.
yeah, and if you notice, the pay, the range down there is 7 and 9, which is the secretary 2 pay range, and the mayor is 7 and 9, that's where we bring that up.
Okay.
And realizing that she works at the pleasure of the mayor, and if the mayor leaves at a particular time, she still parks in case the new mayor would want to bring somebody else along board, you know.
That's good.
I'll move we approve.
I'll second it.
Dick Wright?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Dick Reed?
Yes.
Number 11 on the agenda is a resignation and appointment for the Civil Service Commission. Mayor, are you going to handle that?
Yeah, I'll handle that one too. I received a letter from the Civil Service Commission asking me to look at our city ordinance of members that serve on the Civil Service Committee. And there are 3, and when the ordinance was passed, even though I'm nonpartisan, the council are nonpartisan, it's in there that the, be from 2 parties, should be from 3 people, no more than 2 from 1 party. And so we did some research and went back to the election board, and Mayor Runkel had been mayor for 24 years, and I've been mayor now for 14 years, and I guess they've all been Republicans that serve. When I got people to serve on this, I really didn't look whether they were Democrat or Republican. I was just fortunate enough to get somebody to serve and to give the test to the civil service and so forth. And in order for that, Dick Reed has been on the civil service since 1987. And Dick said in order for me to accomplish what I wanted to do is that he would resign from his position, which would allow me to appoint someone else in his position to finish the remainder of the term. So I would like to accept the resignation of Dick Reed and then appoint Mr. David Perkins to fill the remainder of the term. And then come January, we'll look at it again and make sure we have the right makeup for this position. So I've received a letter from Dick. Get it done?
You're way too willing.
Get me out of this.
Okay, gentlemen,
I move I'm gonna do it this way. I move we do it with regret.
Oh, no, no regret.
You don't have any choice. I make a motion. He doesn't regret it. We do.
okay, and I'll second that.
Dick Wright,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
Rick Hoopie.
Yes.
Dick Reed.
Love to vote yes, but I'll abstain.
And also that includes adding then David Perkins to fill his unexpired term.
I don't regret that.
Okay, we're down to item number 11, which is an ordinance. Please number and read. Lori.
Ordinance number 19, 2015, an ordinance to authorize the mayor to enter into a purchase agreement with Orchard Road Properties Limited for the property described below, situated in the city of Bryan, county of Williams, in the state of Ohio, being 4.0 acres, more or less.
Okay, if you look at the screen, what this involves is the area that you can see off of Page Street. When we bought the area down there, we had some room, and it's behind, it's actually the 4 acres you see. It's behind the Swanson owns the business in front of that in this area here, and he's going back, or he's going to the back and be able to add on and pick up these 4 acres right in here. And that's what this ordinance deals with. It's the first step. All this area around here is our acreage that we bought for the 4 20-acre plots out here. And we were able to get a little bit of extra acreage in here because of our buying of the property in here, which we have access to get back into this area here. So that's the 4 acres we're talking about. It's the start of our program. And yes, you see this is the...
I'm gonna ask, did we, Brian, I guess you're involved with this too, did we ever get the rules and regulations put together? Is that being worked
Yeah,
on?
here's
That
where
is-
we're at on that. BIPAC, we have one more meeting yet. We have them. Rhonda has given us to look at them. We want to review them one more time with the committee, and then we want to have a joint meeting with both the council and the BPA so they recognize the rules and regulations. And these people have spent a lot of time. This conforms with those. This
Okay,
conforms
that's
with
my
that.
question.
Yes, yes.
Will
And this
that
is-
waive so that this can go through?
No.
This is just a purchase agreement.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
This is, like we talked about, this is merely just the purchase agreement that we intend to sell him the property. That way he can proceed with the design and whatnot he needs to do with his with his internal workings, the actual land transfer will take place, I believe, once we get the rules and regulations, and he, no problem with
Yeah,
what we're doing.
that's good.
So,
I don't have really a problem with this part, but I do know what we talked about going forward, the other part. I'll make sure we're doing that before we get too far into it.
And what this does with him starting to get something and get built back in that area, and also with the best one tire going out on the corner now, people are gonna see building and so forth out in that area, and that's going to help us, hopefully with those 4 20-acre plots, to start moving forward there. But we're looking in to have a special meeting in July with both groups, and we've got the rules all ready to go.
Oh, we're gonna do that in July?
Sometime
Okay,
in July.
we'll get it in June yet.
No.
Okay.
It won't be,
Yeah, Davlin is what Dave Swanson.
Dave
does.
Swanson,
That's the
Davlin
name of the company.
yes. Davlin is going to expand.
He's doing very well, and we're
Good.
glad for him.
And he's, and that's, it's kind of fortunate because we're taking already, businesses already in place and allowing them to expand into that area, and it's not crowding what we had planned with the 4 other acres plots on that plan.
Number one on the agenda is to take care of our own. We've got to let people know that we back our present people we have. Our present.
So we want to move on this so we can, so he can get going, and he
I'm okay with it.
sooner rather than later.
Okay, gentlemen,
Make a motion, we suspend the rules.
I'll second.
Dick Reed,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
Rick Hoopie,
Yes.
Dick Wright.
Yes. Move we adopt.
Second?
Dick Wright,
Yes.
Rick Hoopie,
Yes.
Dick Reed,
Yes.
Keith.
Yes. Okay. That ends our agenda for the evening. Tyson, do you have anything you want to add? Okay, Chief Siders? Bryan? Chief Willis? Okay, Bruce? Okay, I guess that, Angie, do you want to say anything more? Okay, then we'll go down to Mr. Hoopie.
I have nothing tonight.
Okay, Mr. Wright.
Likewise.
I mean, Mr. Reed and Mr. Wright.
No, I don't.
Okay, and I have nothing more, so Lori, do you?
No, sir.
And Rhonda?
No, sir.
Okay,
Well, they're really
Mayor.
quiet, yes. I was
Okay.
gonna bring up that, what Dick had announced earlier, or mentioned earlier, our BIPAC committee has been meeting weekly, and we plan to come forward very soon with our plans along that line. And also to remind people that this is a week of the Jubilee, starting Tuesday night, and we wanna make sure that it's safe for people to be there, and be careful. Rain is forecast almost every day, so looks like we're gonna hit that. And of course, the big parade is Saturday with the parade lineup at 5 o'clock, stepping off at 5:30. So come and see the Jubilee and see the Jubilee parade. So I think that's all that I have for tonight, and thanks again for you folks for coming forward with that.
Yes, thank you. With that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Rick Hoopie,
Yes.
Dick Reed.
Yeah.
Dick Wright,
Yes.
Keith.
Yes. We are adjourned.